Just a public service announcement for those 3 of you who are wondering where the Star Citizen content is. CIG is on vacation, right? They're gone for over a month, and I expect them to start up again next week, and that's when Star Citizen will start up again. Hello YouTubers, this is a noobifier. I realize that this isn't something that many of you will end up buying, so please support the channel and let me just entertain you. As a content creator for hardware and gaming, it's obvious that gears such as cameras and microphones are the tools of the trade. They help us to do what we do, which is to show and tell you whatever we're talking about. I tested and reviewed the Mevo Cam from Logitech, and the Nearstream shares the same sort of market. A very straightforward product with some unique features, so welcome to my detailed review of the VM33 2K wireless camera by Nearstream. I thought about this video for quite some time, figuring out the approach and the angle, because it's quite difficult for me to anticipate why or in what situations you may want to use a product like this, so I decided to just show you what it can do by setting up the system in the kitchen and live streaming my lunch. Super versatile and therefore not only limited to content creation, but very adept in a classroom setting, a house of worship, to cover a wedding, or to cover an event. Wireless, so it has a very large battery, resulting in a runtime of over 6 hours. It has really great optics, and that results in a clean image, and it has very high quality construction. The Nearstream incorporates several features when combined result in its versatility. Its very large lens and sensor not only improve low light operation, but it allows it to focus very short for very close-up focus for when you want to show a product shot with extreme detail. This has a 2K sensor with AI eye detect autofocus and up to 40 times hybrid zoom, like what you might get on one of those handy cams, you know, the camcorders from the 80s or 90s. The large 6-hour battery can be charged on the fly with USB-C, and that means if you wanted to plug it in, you can actually exceed its 6-hour runtime. It's said to have an intelligent noise-canceling microphone array, and it's fine. You know, it functions well. It's what I expected, resulting in a functional and clear conversation. Consider some kind of wireless lavalier microphone to keep the setup simple. It also has a microSD slot, so with that you're able to capture a physical backup. Is it a camcorder? No, it's not meant to be carried around like that. It's actually well suited for a tripod. Is it a webcam? No, but it can be used in that role and performs very well, even when very close to your face. Is it a security camera? No, it's not meant to be, but when it's mounted on a tripod, it works very well in low light and has a massive 10 times optical zoom, and that can extend all the way to 40 if you're willing to sacrifice some fidelity. On the website, they really highlight its portability, and after testing it, yeah, I can see that. You can easily leave your house, set up in a couple minutes, and record wherever you need. During COVID, many more of us began to work and communicate from home. Some of us took to streaming as a nice distraction. This camera is an autonomous wireless camera that can stream to your mobile device either using your local Wi-Fi router, or you can pair them to a device. I said them because adding more cameras means you can add more perspectives for your audience, even if that audience is a simple Skype call with a single client. When it's set to its maximum of 2K, I found the stream image quality is really good, as good or better than any similarly priced cameras in that segment. It's important to consider that 2K video is 4 times more bandwidth than 1080p per camera, so you do have to consider how much bandwidth is being used over that router. Perhaps you can use 2K as your main camera and then downgrade the others to 1080p. Dropping down to 1080 high, as I said, cuts the bandwidth to a quarter, and the quality remains really good. The color science is nicely balanced, and the focusing system does a fair job of tracking the subject. The autofocus works like what you would expect from a good webcam. If you need to show something, placing the object in the center view results in a smooth focus action with minimal overshoot or breathing. The camera is tuned to find a face first, so if it finds your face again when that object is removed, it tends to focus back within 2 seconds. In the app, you have full control over zoom and focus, which is really important to prevent focus breathing. Focus breathing might occur, for example, when you're outside with trees blowing in the wind, or perhaps when you're adjusting your seating when you're in a video call. If you just want the camera to remain focused without changing, you're able to do that. You have the control over exposure and have some creative filters such as vivid, black and white, and these will probably never be used, but they're fun. The audio is tuned to collect and isolate spoken words, but outside during event, it'll also just take in the surroundings while canceling out a light wind. If I was working on a project car in a garage, I could record a top-down view of the engine bay and then put a second camera on my face. If I was cooking, I could suspend a camera over the cutting block and another one over the stove, and then put a third camera on my face. In a classroom, there could be a camera facing the students and another facing the teacher for people that want to remote in. And I guess if you were streaming a workout or a yoga session, you might be able to place several cameras around at different angles and switch between them. Possibly the best use might be to stream a big event such as a wedding for those who were unable to make it. Connecting the camera is super simple. Unboxed, I decided to give each a full charge, which took about 20 minutes on USB-C. There's a very nice quality wire which is included, and it can be plugged either into USB-A or USB-C. I downloaded the app to my tablet and phone. With both cameras fired up, the app found them using Bluetooth in about 10 seconds. The app suggested a firmware update, and that took about 2 minutes, and then the app gave me a list of available Wi-Fi and simply asked for a password. That's it. That was the last time I needed to enter anything because the cameras automatically connect to the network when turned on. They show up in the app within 10 seconds when turned on, ready to be used. It's obvious, but I'm going to mention that the wireless range of the camera would be determined by your Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi mesh. The app has a preview of all the cameras, but it also has the larger main preview of what would be streamed. You can switch between the cameras with a simple press, and you're going to be able to change the settings such as the zoom or focus on camera 2 while streaming camera 1 uninterrupted. It's super useful, and the app is ready to add logos and branding. It's ready to stream to your regulars such as YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. So I'm going to talk about some issues when compared to other products on the market, and then close out the video. Some of you might think that the price of $400 per camera could be an issue. There's a bunch of camera being offered, and if you compare it to a similar camera, the Nearstream will likely still be cost effective. The Nearstream does not yet offer NDI support. I am in contact with them through a support portal, and at the time of making the video, we appear to be on the verge of changing that with a firmware update. And I want to explain why that's important. NDI is an encrypted video transfer protocol, which is the standard when dealing with wireless security cameras. NDI is so common in the industry that practically anything can be made to ingest the camera signal. NDI has a desktop app, which OBS sees as nothing more than a standard webcam. And then consider that if OBS sees this wireless camera with a 2K sensor as a webcam, then you blow away all of your problems with wires and cable management, but you also blow away the limit of that long wire. Long wires take longer for the signal to travel, and connecting, let's say, a 4K webcam 15 feet away will usually result in 4K no longer being an option. You may only be able to select 1080p. So if you're able to connect this camera through NDI, you can have up to 4 2K feeds simultaneously usable to your stream. I've used that with Logitech Mevo, and I love how simple that setup is. So please stay tuned to my socials or here for future updates to their updates. Ask in the description if you're interested in a more detailed guide on how to connect and stream. If you've made it to the end, thank you very much for being here. The Nearstream wireless camera is similar to others on the market, but it does stand out with some unique features such as manual focus, 2K sensor, 10K optical zoom. It's totally plug and play, and the software automates and simplifies its use. And for these reasons, I know that they will become a fixture in my own stream setup once NDI support is added. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Comment in the comments with your comments, and I wish you success with your own content creation.